Part 2 in Reading Random Wikipedia Pages. Kayak angst. Kayak angst. Danish. Kajak svemmeld. Kayak dizziness. Or kajak angst. Greenlandic. Nanjmerknikt. Or Nanjurkmerk. Inuit. Is a condition likened to a panic attack, which has historically been associated with the Inuit people of Greenland. It has specifically been described as an episode of intense anxiety amongst seal hunters fishing on one-man boats. It has additionally been associated with the Igloolik Inuit of northern Canada, who are said to suffer wild hallucinations of mythical spirits, including visions of sea ermine, also known as a weasel. Kayak angst, also known as Nangirmuk in Inuit language, has been described since the 1960s and was initially noted as an issue faced by hunters out alone on a calm sea or lake, especially with the sun directly overhead or shining directly into their eyes. Episodes often occur in foggy or overcast conditions as the sky is reflected on the still mirror-like water surface, making it difficult to distinguish the horizon and determine up from down. In other circumstances, a number of hunters observed in early studies are also reported to equally affected in rough weather conditions such as storm or wind. Kayak hunter in the eastern Greenlandic dialect is synonymous with man and considered a rigorous but sought after and physical test of one's abilities. Kayak angst was said to be experienced by 10 to 20% of these seal hunters, although it had no provable cause or cure. Speculation as to why the condition developed has ranged widely, from possibly hereditary defect among the people of Greenland to a form of post-traumatic stress disorder caused by the constant life and death trials involved in solo seal hunting. No satisfactory reasoning from such disparate ideas have been reached within the research community. Symptoms: a loss of direction, helpless feelings, and psychophysiological responsivity are characterized are characteristic of kayak angst. A sensation of cold rising from below can make the kayaker feel as if the boat is filling with water. The lone hunter may also feel overcome by an intense fear of drowning, although it has been reported that this particular effect may be diminished upon seeing another hunter or by returning to land. Avoidance behaviors, i.e., becoming reluctant to go on future hunting expeditions, are likely to manifest on subsequent hunting expeditions, for such behavior transitions into a total incapability of hunting in the long term. It has also been hypothesized that sufferers may be predisposed to other conditions such as mountain dizziness, and their resistance to such related afflictions becomes somewhat depleted after a bout of kayak angst. The most successful way for a lone seal hunter to break the effects of kayak angst is widely reported to be vigorously and strenuously continuing to paddle. This can be initiated by first rocking the boat and then working towards more sizable thrusts. Those who have survived agree that it is far more beneficial to move than remain stationary if afflicted. With modern changes to the tradition and cultural expectations and Inuit hunting rituals, it is believed that this particular condition is likely to become far less common than in previous years. Due to the specificity of this characterization, kayak angst can be considered an example of culture-bound syndrome. Some argue kayak angst is an example of what would now be termed panic disorder or agoraphobia. This concludes today's reading of a random Wikipedia page.